Hi, Dr. Mancini here, and I want to give you one critical, essential step that will determine if you're going to succeed or fail, bottom line. And it's based on the principle of the small, little things you do every day that get you to your outcome instead of these big, gargantuous steps that we think we need to take. And it all has to do with how you influence your subconscious operating system, because the way it's influenced is it always moves toward reward. It always moves toward something that makes it feel good or gives it a dose of pleasure. And it all has to do with one neurotransmitter called dopamine. Now, every time you have something that changes your state, or a surprise, or a change in variety, it creates a stimulation, something new, novelty. That novelty activates dopamine. So every time that dopamine hits and splashes the frontal lobe, it wakes you up and you go, whoa, this is pretty good. Now, you're not consciously doing it. You are at some point because you're excited to do it because you look forward to the feeling. But at a subconscious level, it's happening. So the key here is how to activate this dopamine response with the small things you do that will create the big change moving towards your outcome. So let me give you a quick story. It was early on when my son, we were training him, potty training, and basically what we do is we carry this little porta potty, or we call it the Elmo potty, and it went everywhere with us, no matter where we were. If there was an urge, if there was some indication that he needed to go, we would stop. If it was on the highway, boom, we'd pull over, open up the back, and boom, he's sitting there. Yep, people coming at him on the opposite way are getting a good view, but we tried to block him. I remember one specific time I went for a run with my dog, and we were coming around the house, and as I was going around the house, I heard this intense commotion, this loud, like it was almost like there was a celebration happening, and I was going, whoa, that's kind of weird. It's coming from my house. And as I was going around, I noticed that my son was sitting in the middle of the living room on the Elmo potty, and mom was just cheering and screaming like there was a celebration happening, and he was sitting there like he was in the front seat of a movie watching her in excitement, and he wasn't aware why, but his subconscious operating system was, because he was doing the right thing at the right time on the Elmo potty. And his subconscious operating system was saying this: I don't know what just happened, but that person is really excited, and I like that because they're happy. I'm going to do this thing again because I want that. Now, he didn't intellectually understand that because he was too young to do that, but his subconscious operating system does that. So anytime the bottom line is this: anytime you do small things, you got to celebrate it like, it's the first time you're on the Elmo potty. It's like, why does everyone walk? Why? Because, when you're a baby and you take that first step, what happens? The entire family cheers you on like you just won the lottery, right? And you're looking at them going, whoa, these crazy people just got really excited. I don't know why, but I moved this way. So let me do it again. And you step again, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it's like celebration everywhere. So every time the subconscious mind goes, I'm just going to keep on doing this. I'm going to take it on a step because I want that feeling of reward, dopamine hit. So let's wrap this up. When you do the little things, you need to amplify the celebration. Now, you don't need to be looking like a crazy person, but you need to acknowledge the small wins. Like, I got up, cheer it on. I ate the right food, acknowledge it. I exercise, acknowledge it. And the more intense or emotionally associated you are, the more powerful you get a dopamine hit. So what happens is that the subconscious operating system, which is running about 95% of the time in your day without you thinking, it's always gravitating toward things that will give it reward. Okay? So the bottom line is this: if you give those little doses of dopamine reward with the small celebrations throughout the day, or huge ones if you want to be a crazy person, not really a crazy person, but really into achieving your outcome at a faster pace, increase the intensity of your emotional charge with the small things you do. Not always the big things, the small things, because most of the stuff we do in a day is small, but it has a huge impact on the bigger outcome. So hopefully that makes sense. Practice it, share your success. Take care.